killer.
like drawings and nothing like crazy, but I do a lot of logos and tattoo flash for people and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
Is it on
hey,
your page? 'Cause I never seen it.
I have a confession to make.
What?
We're live.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Why you scare us like that?
Yay.
We're live on YouTube. It's Almost Human Live. What's up, everybody? Hi, Tony, Wayne.
What's
and
going on?
Hello.
How's it going, Wayne and Count Ralphus?
Oh, it's going just great.
Glad to have Count Ralphus back. And I pulled this out because I got to show this because of Count Ralphus. Count Ralphus recommended this to me.
Ah,
That as Paul Diano, a live performance. Absolutely love it. I didn't know nothing about this shit till you brought it up. Awesome stuff.
Yeah,
You know, I
loved it.
looked-
His voice just sounds so powerful on that. He does almost like just heavier, like almost death metal-ish at times. He got like a growl to him on that, but just so powerful.
Yeah, I looked after we went off the other night. I actually had that as well. Yeah, that was a good show.
very cool. I got that
All
that Architects of Chaos or whatever else it's called that Paul Diano did. I got that in the mail.
I love that's my favorite thing he's done.
I haven't listened to it yet, so
I
I'll let you
think
know.
that's the best album he's done after Maiden. And nobody knows that one. That one's like probably like the most unknown of all his unknown stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody knows about Nomad Killer, some killer stuff. The most successful thing he did was Battle Zone,
Right. Yeah.
and that wasn't successful. But
Yep.
yeah.
Art the Clown is in the chat. Holy shit! I hope. It
I
doesn't
just saw that. Art the Clown has joined us tonight. That is cool.
You know what the problem with Art the Clown ain't gonna type nothing. Guy can't talk.
Well, he did say what's up. So,
He can
that
type it.
That's not Art the Clown then.
well, he can type. He just can't talk.
That's Art the Poser.
It's Fart the Clown.
Art
So
the Clown.
we're gonna talk about our top 10 favorite album covers.
Wow, exciting!
Yes. I was trying to figure out an order for mine, and
All right, my number one is 5150. I just love the guy holding up the big Earth ball. It's my favorite
yeah,
album cover
it's
ever.
just
I
know
bet
that's your-
I bet you wouldn't like that album cover if that guy holding the thing
If
wasn't
that guy
all,
wasn't there, I would not like that cover.
I bet you like it more if that guy wasn't all greasy.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, the Speedo on.
Yeah, isn't he wearing a Speedo on that album?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. He
Is
sure
Is that somebody? Like, does anybody know who that actually is? Is that like a real person?
I saw something about it recently about where the artist got it from. It was some famous picture that the artist took it from.
Yeah.
I know Monty Connor, the guy that used to work for Roadrunner, he does these little things about album cover art on Facebook if you follow him. Very interesting. I mean, he'll have stuff and where it came from originally, maybe like a famous photo you've seen, some other shots. I mean, he was the one that pointed out that I never knew that Highway to Hell and Power Age were the same photo shoot.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Yeah, you told
I
me.
didn't know that either. You told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
some strange stuff. I also like the album covers. I don't think I picked any. There might be a couple in here, but that have people on them that you don't know who they like the Van Halen thing. Like, but that's a drawing. But like for instance, the Dream Theater album cover. There's a little girl on the cover, so I like wonder like who she was or what is she doing now type thing. I like stuff like that. It's interesting to know what are these people still doing album covers or something or whatever.
Well, that's like the hypnosis stuff. I watched that. I watched a thing the other day about Def Leppard's High and Dry record. It was a whole documentary piece, and I think Rick Savage said they still run into people every once in a while. They'll run into some dude, and he'll be like, "I'm one of the bald guys on that album cover." Look it up, like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
good stuff. What were we saying, Ralph? Before we cut you off.
I was saying, well, it's good we start talking about other album covers because Almost Human Live should never discuss Vangina.
No, I don't have any of those on my list.
Especially Vangina Minutia.
The chat is blowing up already.
Right on, man.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Let's hear from our people. man.
Got Travis is in here. He says Rainbow Rising, See You in Hell, and Power Slave were his 3 favorite album covers. Guilty
Well-
of Being Right. What?
All 3 are good, and one of them's on mine.
Yeah.
I
Vulgar
got
Display
it
of Power.
as an honorable. See you in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Vulgar Display of Power. That's all right.
I like Far Beyond Driven more, but not the one with the butthole.
I was gonna say which one. Montana, he says, what would you say is the best bloody album cover?
What do you mean, with blood on it?
Yeah,
Obsessed by
Butchered at
Cruelty by Sodom is a good one.
I was just gonna say that one is a good one. Yes.
And yeah,
Butchered at Birth.
That's definitely one of my picks.
It's not a good album cover, but bonded by Kill 'Em All had blood,
Mhm.
Mm.
but it's not one of my favorites. Oh, this right here.
Yeah, that's Joey.
Even though
That's-
it's Cranberry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's still a badass album cover, which is supposed to be blood.
Did he say it was Cranberry?
Yeah,
Okay. I always thought about
I-
Jello or something.
yeah. Somebody.
I read that it was like a whole bunch of little hearts from bats. Like he cut them out and then put them all in his mouth at once. Mouthful of bat hearts.
Well,
Oh
you
yeah, pickled bat hearts. They got those at Trader Joe's now.
You know, I got to bring this up for my channel on Sunday. I only dedicate Black Sabbath for Sunday. So the only news that matters coming up this Sunday. I don't know if you all seen this. Sharon and Ozzy got together and they made a ugly ass shirt
Mhm.
to stop trophy hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to watch that episode. I bring up some great hypocrisy. Not so much Ozzy, but Sharon. But yeah, Ozzy too. But come on, you got to give Ozzy a pass now. You know, the guy is all fucked up. He ain't here yet. He ain't here. He's got Parkinson's. You know. But
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
But yeah, my favorite bloody album cover.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here. The Coof Jackson said Symphony X, The Odyssey is one of his favorite album covers. That's a really cool one. I like that one. Blind Guardians, Nightfall, Middle Earth, Somewhere in Time, Manila Roads, Open the Gates. Hello, Catman. The Coof Jackson again. Loads of cool kick-ass album covers. Any album drawn by Ken Kelly. Yeah. I got one of those in my stack here. Kyron, one of the favorite album covers are Sergeant Pepper, Sabotage, Animals, and Fair Warning.
What Sabotage? Oh,
Sabotage, the Black Sabbath.
come on. But for me, it's iconic and awesome. But really, those
Yeah, I don't-
tens kind of fuck it up for me to put it on the list. You know, but I do love. I got it on a shirt. You know, the front and the back has them. You know, facing the mirror.
Right. That's I think that's what's cool about that. It's got something going on.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
some weird shit going on.
Yeah.
It's a great album cover. It just didn't make my list.
Yeah.
And also, I did not add 2 bands. Everyone, it's 10 different bands.
All right.
Talking
Yeah,
about
mine's-
Sgt. Pepper really quick. I pulled this one out as an honorable mention. It's like it's macabre, sinister slaughter, but
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of all the people they had, it's all serial killers, and they wrote out macabre and bones instead of the
Yeah.
flowers like the Beatles did. But such a brilliant album cover.
Yeah,
I love
totally brilliant. Yeah,
Well,
that was killer.
when I used to do a radio show, I used to guest on a college radio show. And there was, every time we get a caller, we'd have him on speakerphone. When we got this caller one night, he was like a hillbilly type guy. He's like, "Hey, y'all can play some of that macabre."
Yeah, he told us about that. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Macabre.
Macabre,
Macabre.
macabre.
I own the Dahmer album. I like that album.
I got a gatefold of that, and I got a gatefold of the Dahmer album, and the band autographed it at a practice and sent it to me in the mail. It's awesome.
Very cool. Ron, I can't pronounce your last name. Any Dark Funeral album cover, Guilty of Being Right, Cannibal Corpse second album. Another person, Cannibal Corpse. Ozzy Drunk. Nice King Diamond shirt. Yes, thank you very much. Fire of Unknown Origin. Yeah, that is a cool one. I forgot to put that on my list. Damn.
Cool one. It is.
Yeah,
Weekend Warriors from Ted Nugent.
that's on my list.
Mine as well.
Not mine. Ralph, do you want a copy of the Scorpions Virgin Killer with the original sleeve?
No, I don't. Every time I hear somebody like brag about having that, it's like,
Yeah.
really? Oh, I got the original and the little naked girl. Wow.
Well, I have it, but I put Post-it notes over it so you can't see it.
Oh, really? Well, there you go. That's a smart move.
The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It's Genesis. That's pretty cool. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Venom, Black Metal, Yngwie Malmsteen trilogy. Yeah, I like that one too. That's got the dragon on it.
I had that on a shirt once. Yeah.
Ozzy Ultimate Sin. And
Yeah,
almost
probably-
every Iron Maiden cover. What's that?
I'd say Ultimate Sin is probably Ozzy's best album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a killer.
And
cover.
I'm not even a fan of that album, but that album cover and this one.
Bark at the Moon's pretty awesome too. Bark at
Yeah.
the Moon with him dressed as the werewolf. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're right. That one's cool too. Diary Madman is my favorite one, and it's too busy for me. Too much shit going on that album cover. And plus,
Got to
like,
get the one that Tony has where it's just like they took everything out and it's just like the,
But the cat.
window and the cat.
Yeah, that's the Korean version. It just has the cat in the window.
that
Why did they take everything out of it?
Yeah.
Why?
It was
Korea.
censored in Korea.
Oh,
Yeah.
because there's blood on it or something?
no, there's no
No.
on crosses.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I have the Korean version of Bark at the Moon, and it's just a tree in the moon. There's no werewolf on it. Yeah.
Wow, what the hell?
That's weird.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's no different because the King Diamond Conspiracy, same thing. It's just got King Diamond Conspiracy logo on it.
I'd love to find one of those. Yeah. That'd be cool.
And the most badass things come up on Almost Human Life. Did you all know that? I didn't.
I didn't either.
And I'm a total metal nerd.
Cool stuff. First Asia, Iron Maiden Purgatory, Queen's News of the World.
Oh man, that's a great one.
Yeah. News of the World. Yeah. Stewie on Family Guy is afraid of that album.
Yeah. Yeah, it bled into more than one episode, that album cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all
Crazy.
caught up now in the chat. So
Yeah.
let's
I
begin.
left
Come on,
all the
he-
Derek Riggs. I had to leave all the Derek Riggs albums off because it's just too hard to
There's
even
just too
just
many.
choose
Really,
one.
right?
Yeah.
It's tough.
They're all great and iconic though. So
They all
it
have
should be brought
something-
up, but
Speaking of Yngwie, that first Yngwie cover is just killer to me. I just thought about that, man. The Rising Force with the hand holding,
Oh, that is
holding
badass.
the strad out of the fire. That's killer. Yeah.
I like those type of album covers because I actually did my second Melting Your Skull. I wanted to be just a hand. Because what was another album cover I didn't put on my list that's just a hand? Fucking Fire in the Brain. Oz.
Yeah.
How,
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that cover.
and
Love that cover.
that's what's Cawthorn or Bathory.
Hawthorne. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
his arm. That's his arm.
Yeah.
God, I love that album cover.
Yeah,
But
here it is.
Yeah, there
Here
it
it
is.
is on, it's on CD.
It did.
Autographed.
Awesome.
it's so simple but yet iconic. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I wanted an album cover like that. And mine is just a skull with an arm wearing spikes coming down on it. I like something simple like that, you know?
Mhm.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, who's first?
Why don't you go first, Wayne?
Why don't I go first?
Give
Okay.
us the first five.
First five. Oh, I got a lot here, but I'm gonna go with this one first. Halloween, the EP.
Hey, did you see my somebody donated for me to rank the Halloween albums?
No, I did not.
Okay. That one made number 2.
Okay. Number one was Walls of
got-
Jericho. So
Walls of Jericho.
That's a great cover. They had a lot of good covers.
Yeah.
they had a lot of good covers. It was tough to choose, but I love this one the most because they got the exploding pumpkin and then the face comes out of it. I think that's really, really cool. And my other favorite one,
Fang Face.
yeah, Fang Face. Yep. And my other favorite one is Walls of Jericho.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That's
Yeah. It's just really cool. You got all these people falling off the bridge and everything, and the Thing Face is there smashing it, everything. Really, really cool.
And he's missing an eyeball.
Yeah, yep. That's how he's in. That's how he is, right?
That's where Chris Jericho said he got his stage name for Jericho was from that album.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. We'll go with this one next. Megadeth, Rust in Peace.
Man.
It's tough, you know. I got the
It's-
other one.
I like Peace
Yeah.
Sales a little better, but that's a good cover though. Still, yeah.
Well, this is like my first Megadeth album, I think. So
Now that's by Ripka. How you say his name? Ed
Yeah.
Ripka.
Yep.
Hey, let me
Yeah,
tell you
Repka.
something. Let me tell you something. So far, so good. So what? Sucked. What the hell's up with that pixelated mess?
you don't like that? I like that because it's like a real looking thing.
Nah,
It's
I didn't like
pixelated.
it. The album cover matches the album. It's just not that good.
I like the album.
Oh, I'll tell you the biggest crime on album covers. Jugulator.
Oh well, yeah, the
Yeah.
one that's all
They-
pixelated. Yeah,
That
Yeah, they blew it. They blew it up.
that
Yep.
whole picture, probably one of the coolest album covers ever. Ever. The whole picture.
yep. And they ruined it.
Blew it up, pixelated. What the fuck was that about?
Silly. Let me see.
Stupid.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong album. Son of a bitch. I'll go.
That
back.
must have been the worst offense ever.
The original Sirens for Sabotage. I like the other Sirens, but this one I didn't even know about this until this came out. But
I knew about that, but I have never physically seen a copy of that ever.
Well,
this is
you-
a remaster. Same thing.
Well, you know, the original artwork for that, Gary Schaefer, who does the Heavy Metal Museum, you know,
Yeah.
Heaven and Hell Records, Gary owns the original. It's like the layer sheets that they use to put that together,
Yeah.
and the original painting or whatever.
And this is
And
it. This is it.
and you can see the face. There's a face in the moon.
Right
You
there.
can see it way clearer. He said they ended up using a copy of a copy when they originally did the record. And by the time he acquired the actual artwork, the repress versions that came out a couple of years ago are already in being manufactured. So he wasn't able to get it in time. But if he had, that album cover would have looked a whole lot better.
Right.
I mean, you would
Yep.
have seen, it would have been more defined.
But it's still cool. I like that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
looking
It's
drawing.
great
I
album.
got, I got the other version with the kids.
Yeah, I got the other
that one.
version to the stall.
Yeah.
got that one.
Got that on a t-shirt. Yeah, with the
I got
kids.
that on
Yeah.
CD and vinyl.
Let me grab something cool here. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm just gonna go with this one for now. Lizzie Borden, Visualize.
That's my favorite Lizzie Borden album right there.
Yeah, it is a really good album too. But I think it's really cool. Got the old school console television. He comes blasting through there, and he's all
Well-
painted in silver. That must have
well-
sucked that day, huh?
It was new
Yeah.
school. It was new school then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having those TVs. No remotes. Some of you kids don't remember that shit. No remote controls, and your father tells you to get up and turn the channel.
I'm really
I-
surprised that Nasty Savage never did an album cover with Ronnie coming out of the TV. You know, he used to smash him on his head.
Yeah. I was my dad's remote control boy.
Right?
Oh yeah, exactly. I have to.
Jeez.
I'm with you on that, man.
Go,
Yeah.
go change it to channel 10.
Well, we only had 3 channels
Yeah,
in
yeah.
UHF.
We had 4, 6, and 10 on
The
2.
struggle. The struggle.
those are fun days. All right, who's next? I gotta go get my other CD. That I grabbed.
How about
Count Ralphus.
Count Ralphus? Come on, dude. That's
All right. So first I got Crisian. This album is my artwork on this cover. It just came out this year, but it's from a recording from like 2000. And I got some artwork on the back of the album cover too.
damn, dude. That's awesome.
Demon
Oh, cool.
This is artwork that
demon
you
with
did.
yeah, so it was like so the shirt that I'm wearing was originally going to be the album cover for Conquerors of the Armageddon. I had met the guys from Crisian, and I had done some artwork for Incantation around the same time, and they liked that, so they asked me to draw some stuff, and they were in my area for like a week. So I had a couple of days to draw up a whole bunch of stuff. I just thought they would be maybe like shirt designs or even just for flyers. They can always use extra artwork. So I drew up a bunch of stuff really quick. And I was shocked when they got back to Brazil. They told me that this was going to be the album cover. and Century Media was their first album on Century Media. And this ended up being the album cover. They replaced my artwork with Joe Pentago, who did all the Motorhead, created all the Snaggletooth stuff and all the
Ooh.
iconic Motorhead album covers. But so they ended up using it for shirts and stuff, and on this tour. And this was on a long sleeve. I have the long sleeve of it, and then this was on the back of that long sleeve for the shirt. So they put it on the bootleg. Hell's Headbangers put this out. I was like shocked looking through their thing one day, and I seen my artwork on an album. I was like, oh shit.
Oh wow, that's
But
killer.
that's not really my pick though. I just had to do that little talk, but that artwork kind
Well,
of
that's
sucks.
hey, that's some awesome. Hey, you're a good artist, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Killer.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No, because that artwork is like, damn, dude, that shit's nice.
Well, so when Incantation, this is the album that they had done at that time, Infernal Storm, and I was good friends with the bass player at the time. So I did this artwork that's on the back of the cover, and that's also like my tattoo on my arm here. But they also
Is
use
that-
my artwork in the inside of the cover too. There's like this like goat Hydra thing, and
Hell Hydra.
this is like a demon coming out of like a pentagram, and even on the album itself, there's like pictures that are in there. But that's what led me to do the Crisian stuff. But my choice is this one is Power and Pain by Whiplash
Yeah,
by Sean Taggart. Great artist. He it's kind of comic booky, but I just think this is so perfect for the name of this album, Power and Pain.
Yeah.
And it just really stands out. I got a shirt of this. I always loved this album cover. He did the Crumbsuckers and Agnostic Front around that time, but such a great artist. And
such a great
then-
album.
yeah, oh yeah, one of my all-time favorite thrash albums for sure, and top
Oh, yeah.
5 for sure. So then with Celtic Frost, I got the H.R. Giger artwork behind me, but I'm gonna go with Emperor's Return. I just think this is so badass.
I had
Love
that
this
shirt.
cover.
Yep.
I
Yep.
had
Yeah,
a t-shirt
just
of that, and my
such-
wife
such
wouldn't
a-
let me wear it.
And I was thrown out of a department store wearing a shirt like that. They literally threw me out for wearing that shirt.
I got an older brother that's total opposite of me. He like just works out all the time, and he never partied or anything. And I had left my To Megatherion out, and I went out to drink with my friends. And when I came home, my brother is religious, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "What?" Like I just couldn't believe like he was confronting me over an album that I had just happened to leave out on my bed or whatever. And he actually started a fist fight with me, and I was drunk on rum, and we went at it. And my parents had to come down and like throw hot water on us to like break us up, and it was brutal.
Oh,
But it was
Wow.
all because of that.
Crazy.
Threw hot water on you.
they
Like it
couldn't
boil-
separate. They couldn't
Was
separate
it
us. It was
boiling
like
hot water?
she just turned it on really quick. My mom turned it on, and my dad was trying to pull us off, so she just came down with like a pot of hot water and just threw it on us. It finally broke us apart. My brother had a broken arm at the time and had it in a cast, and he hit me with the cast, and I just tackled him all drunk, and I was hitting him in the head so many times. His face was in the rug, and he got like the worst rug burn on half of his face because I just kept hitting him, and his face was hitting the rug. It wasn't from my punches; it was from his face hitting the rug. But
All over an album
So-
cover.
yeah,
Wow.
so Celtic Frost.
To me, it's
So
like
that's
the parents
I-
fall down and it's like 2 rabid dogs. They throw
I
up.
hope I hope you told Tom
Yeah.
Warrior that story.
so here's my next one is Pile Driver, Stay Ugly.
Yeah, I got
Beating that pose.
the first one, Metal Inquisition.
Yeah, with the
I love
the
that album.
the flying V
I just
coming
thought
in.
this,
Yeah.
cover-
I
Yeah.
have, I have
this
I have
album cover was
shirt. I bought it off
I have
King
that
Fowley.
somewhere.
I bought off King Fowley a Pile Driver Metal Inquisition shirt, which is 2-sided. The shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's
a
a
good
great
one.
I
album.
love. Yeah,
Yeah.
both of the albums are great, but how cool! I usually don't like pictures of the band. I always like artwork and paintings and stuff, but so cool, beating that poser down. He's got his little white gloves on and shit. I love that. Rest
Is
in
that-
peace,
is that-
Gordo. There.
Was that you and your brother?
That's three. Okay, so now another one that was like hard to pick just one from the bands, but I gotta go Voivod Roar. Love
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So cool.
A-Wave's
Got
art
Snake.
is great. Yep.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
Voivod tattoo of one of my favorite bands back in the day. But this artwork's just so amazing, a giant tank thing. Just love it. And so my fifth one, I guess I'll go with an Ed Repka classic, Scream Bloody Gore.
Yeah.
Love this album cover. Really fits this band and this album. I like this so much that I got this guy who's like got his goblet of gore. He's spilling it. I got
Mhm.
that guy alone tattooed on the back of my arm. I thought it was a cool representation of the album. But yeah, that's my five.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
cool. What was the name of that album? The band, the classic album cover, where it's a guy in a beach wearing a mask and some chick in a bikini walking by.
Oh yeah,
Predator?
Predator.
Predator, that's it, man.
Yeah,
That's a hilarious album cover.
yeah. They tour with Pedophile. Yeah, that Predator. That's one of the worst album covers ever. That's
And how
just-
about was it Savage Grace with the cop?
yeah.
Yeah,
Savage Grace
I got
had
that
to,
on.
had to
I got that on vinyl. I didn't. You can't look through every single album for this kind of episode
Yeah.
because you just
Yeah.
with 100,000 albums out. But
No, I'm just
That-
bringing
Yeah.
the album cover that didn't make my list. It's just fun.
yeah,
yeah, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
yeah. I think I got that on CD back here somewhere behind me, but here we go. It's right here in.
I got
Yeah,
it.
let's-
Yeah.
Well, we can't. The cop with the chick. Yeah.
Savage Grace. Yeah.
Oh, I
Savage
thought it was. I got the other one. It's a different cover than
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Just
where,
with the
Cop all
close up.
smiling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Looks
all
like
smiling and
looks,
she's chained
looks
up.
like just like Punch from Chips or something with a mustache.
yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
give us your first five.
First five. Okay. Yeah, this was really tough. I mean, I used to draw a lot myself. I always kind of wanted to be a album cover artist when I was a kid. I used to draw stuff up. I drew album covers and t-shirt designs for some local bands, and if I can keep my earpiece in here. But one of the ones I remember getting into when I first got into this band Boston. I just love this album cover, and this, I remember sitting down and say, okay, I'm going to draw this. I took some paper and I start drawing it. Then I realized, wait a minute, these are guitars.
Mm.
These are acoustic guitars, And-
Tony, I got to tell you, that's the same thing that happened to me. But I'm an old man. Back in 76, 77, I realized it was guitars because I was drawing it. But I've been seeing lately online these memes saying, after all the year, have you ever noticed that this album covers guitars? I was like, yeah, I knew that in the
yeah, I was
drawing it,
I was today old when I found this. Yeah. This is by a guy named Roger Hyson. Don't know if he ever did anything else, or I don't even know if he did the second album cover for Boston.
I love the second one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool that the second one's great too. Just looking in the top of the spaceship, and you see the city of Boston, in the spaceship. It's really cool, and just always really liked it. From there, I'm going with this one, Ted Nugent, Weekend Warriors. This was by a guy named Jeff Cummings. And I think I originally read where this was done for like a magazine ad or something. And they liked it so much, or maybe it was a story in a magazine, maybe Cream or something. And they were like, that's so cool. We got to use it for the album cover. And that is just the most iconic Ted Nugent photo. I mean, he's got the Birdland guitar and he's shooting, it's a gun. He's fire coming out the end of it, And this one actually, that's Charlie Hunn actually autographed this record. He's a singer on it, but yeah, I mean that's the Nuge, that's 70s Nuge in all his glory. And I remember the Ted Nugent pinball machine had that on the back glass as well.
That's
always
that's,
cool.
that's the best. thing
Keeler
about it.
has that.
Yeah, he does. I saw
Keeler's
it.
got that
Yes.
original pinball machine at the store.
In the store. Yeah, sure does. Yeah, and so from there, I'm going with Fate's Warning, The Spectre Within. Love this guy. This guy's name is Ioannis. Love his artwork. He did a lot of Metal Blade bands back in the day, Liege Lord and several others. And then, I mean, he's been doing this stuff for years. And he did all the first he did this album cover and the follow-up album, Awaken the Guardian. He did the art for that. And I just was always just drawn to this cover. It's really cool. I remember picking up Quiet Riot's record called Down to the Bone, and it looked like this, but it's the Quiet Riot mask. And I'm looking at it, and when I picked it up, and the artwork by Ioannis, I say, okay, it's cool. Because I follow him on Facebook and Instagram. He's always showing stuff that he did, and he's done a lot of stuff for different bands. He got into more computer art, kind of like Derek Riggs. He started doing the computer art later on, and he's continued
This
to get a lot
this
of
Fate's
stuff.
Warning album cover is way better.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that one was actually taken out of a child's coloring book.
Wow.
And they just put Fate's Warning on it. The kid colored it, and they said, "Hey, we're going to use." Metal Blade said this, but we were out of money. We got to use my daughter's photo out of her coloring book.
Crazy.
Okay, from there, Blizzard of Oz, such an iconic album cover. Just Ozzy just looks menacing here. This is a Finn Costello shot, and I've seen other photos from the photo session, and this is definitely the one he had to use. I mean, this is just great, and just always love this one. Got it on T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. This
I got
one,
the 3D Knuckle Bones version of that album cover, the Knuckle Bones thing. I can't grab it right now, but it's awesome having it where you can turn it all around and look behind them and stuff.
I always wanted that big Ozzy action figure they had that was in the white like that with the cape. I just never got one way back. This, I've said before, is my favorite album of all time, and I love this album art. I had to pick something Kiss, and I didn't go into King Kelly ones, which Destroyer is just totally iconic. But I went with this one because, like I said, this is my favorite album, and it's the hardest rocking Kiss album in the '70s. And I love the artwork on it. It was this guy name was Michael Dorette was his name that did it. And this is actually this version, Ralph. You've probably seen it, but this is the one with Paul Stanley's got the teardrops in his eyes.
That is rare, man.
Yeah, that was a misprint. It's a Columbia House pressing, and it was a misprint where like some blue ink got on up under Paul's eye, and now they're like collectible if you can find one that looks like he's crying. Yeah, he's crying because he's crying because Gene's taking all the money.
Yeah.
But when I got this as a kid, I had it on 8-track originally. And this is what I thought Kiss looked like. I mean, so I was a kid and I was drawing. I like to draw. I draw Kiss on stage playing, and they'd have little stick man bodies, but their heads looked just like that because I thought that's what they looked like. And I thought Gene's tongue was just like that. I mean, I had no other clue because I just never saw Kiss. I think I saw Kiss magazine in the stores. Like, wow. Then I saw like Destroyer and stuff. Probably for the first 6 months, this is all I knew. But yeah, each member, I love the little whatever the little artwork above each one of them's heads. Like Gene's on fire, and of course you got the space scene behind Ace, and you got the crabgrass is on fire behind Peter Criss, and Paul is the angel of the band. So,
did you ever see the picture that somebody did up of all the Kiss members in that same kind of circle thing? Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I have seen that. Also, when I like I said, I was always wanted to design album covers and stuff. When I was in probably about 9th grade, 10th grade, we had to design an album cover at school, and I think it was like 9th grade because Shout at the Devil was out at the time, and it was around the time when Vince had been in his car wreck. I remember and all that, but I did a Motley Crue cover that looked it was a takeoff of this. It was basically the pentagram, and the 4 Motley Crue heads were connected like that. Of course, Vince didn't blend in very well with the hair because his blonde hair. I had to figure out how to blend it to the black haired guys, but that's what I went with. I think I called it like Electric Forces or something. I had the logo up in the corner and all. It art teacher kept it, so who knows where it's at now. That was 40 years ago, you know. So yeah, that's gonna be.
You got a shirt where it's just all aces too, right? You got a shirt.
Yeah, I've got one that's just all Ace Frehley's faces, and it says Ace in each corner instead of Kiss. Yeah.
And you know what my favorite one is? You know, the best of the Kiss, the best of the solo albums.
I
have a meme where it's the best of the solo album, but it's
all Ace.
All Ace. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so accurate. All right.
All right. Cool.
Before I get my phone, I gotta get some mango IC. So Wayne, do me a favor and let's see some other picks from the audience.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll go with this one. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. I love the band. I love how the band looks on there. You got Angus, you know, with the horns and the devil tail as well. So I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah.
This is hard to pick. I love this album cover though, so I guess I'll go with this one. I love the other one more, but Iron Maiden, X Factor. I love this one. I really love this album.
Of all the ones to pick,
I
that's
know.
Crazy.
My other one was gonna be the usual Somewhere in Time.
The thing about that album cover, Wayne, is it really doesn't look like a painting. It looks like it's
this is
3D art. Like
it's not even this is
Play-Doh.
Actual,
they use Play-Doh.
Yeah, it's an actual thing of Eddie. It's like a I don't know what the hell you call it. Like a sculpture.
Yeah. Well, I know you seen the of course the back cover has
the back cover is terrible looking. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't use that.
Yeah, I think that was released with that cover on it as well, maybe in Europe or something. Yeah.
But this one I really, really like that. I mean, it fits the album too. It's very dark, it's very, sinister looking. And I love how all this stuff is going on with him and all these things are poking into his body and stuff like that. I think it's really cool. Still, it's not as good as Somewhere in Time, but it's one of my favorite ones. Forbidden Evil from Forbidden.
Oh yeah, great.
I used to have a t-shirt.
I always thought that was I love that. I had a shirt as well. Yeah, I always thought it was the oddest two colors to the pink and the blue like that, but it works. It works. Yeah, it really does.
I love that album cover. Creator, Pleasure to Kill. Another one of my favorite album covers. I used to have the shirt as well. I love that shirt too. I used to wear it all over the place.
Did you ever see my video? No. My puppet video.
I don't watch anything you do.
My puppet video for Wake Up Smell of Thrash. You never seen that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
My puppet is Pleasure to Kill. We recreated the album cover to Pleasure to Kill. We recreated Autopsy. What else did we do?
Severed Survival.
Yeah. Manowar. We did Rust in Peace.
Yeah, that was killer.
Holy Diver.
Did you who made all those puppets for you?
The guy that made the video, he ordered the puppets from somebody in Chicago. It was a couple, a husband and wife made those puppets.
Oh yeah, they probably make them for all the churches, the church puppets.
But all the puppets they made all look like us.
Yeah.
I still got my puppet. I still have mine. But anyway, yeah.
You should have him on one night.
Huh?
Should have him on one night.
You may not be aware of this, but on this channel, Almost Human, I have many puppet videos of him, and it's usually me and him, and he's always insulting me, and he's always better than me. He's hilarious. He just insults me. He says, "Hey," and I'm like, "Stop insulting me." He's like, "I'm not insulting you. I'm describing you." My puppet rules.
What a jerk.
Yeah, I have many, many videos of the puppet. Yeah, I got like the puppet show, the Fuck Puppet. That's the name. He even did commentary on the Kiss Animalized home video thing. Anyway, all right. Are you still?
I got one more. Yeah. This one. Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. I'm gonna go with this one as my last one. I have some honorable mentions.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think everybody's got that one.
Yeah. Can't go.
I got the 3D album cover of that too from Knucklebone. I know that Ralph has that too. I seen it pictures of it in his room.
right.
And then
Yeah. Good stuff.
and then I should have dug it out, but yeah, Ralph did the Merciful Fate tribute record.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
just
did
just as good.
don't fuck with the oath, and it's the takeoff of that album cover.
It's
It's
just
pretty
as
cool.
good.
Yeah, there
There
you go.
it is. Instead of pointing at you, he's giving you.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with the oath. There's a new one coming out, by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
finally.
you were saying,
Another
yeah.
Lucifer Kramataf. I do Return of the Vampire. I do Crush the Cross. And I think I did another one, man. Yeah, I did another one, but I can't remember. Can't remember now. But yeah, there's another one coming out soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, come on, go ahead, do your stuff.
Now, I
Oh,
got some of your covers for you, Ralph. I don't have them all, but
okay, well, I know you don't have, I think it's my number 10. Oh man, where's my list, man? All right, sorry. Nobody else in the chat? Well, I look for my freaking
Alice in Chains Dirt. Yeah, that was gonna be on my list too.
look on your phone. You sent it to me earlier.
That's right.
Rolling Stones Sticky Fingers. I don't know what that looks like. I hate the Rolling Stones.
You
Oh, I love that's my favorite Rolling Stones album.
Mm.
I like
Cro-Mags.
I like Some Girls for a Rolling Stones cover. I love the die cut where you can slide the faces and stuff in. That was pretty cool.
Cro-Mags Best Wishes. I don't know what that is.
Pretty cool one.
All
Yeah.
King and Fate. Yeah, All King and Fate are good. The Storm self-titled. This is vertical, so it looks like what the fuck, which is some of it. Well, I don't know what that means.
What they say, the Storm.
The Storm self-titled.
Oh yeah.
Sepultura Arise.
I think the Storm might be a Storm Thurgeson Hypnosis cover, possibly.
All right, here I go.
Here you go. Let's go.
My number 10 is Monolith from Kansas. I bought that as a little kid. It was a brand new album, and that album cover always freaked me out because it shows like, it's a gatefold and it shows like a city in ruins with a bridge collapsed, and standing there is an Indian, and then there's other Indians, with a teepee and shit. And it just gave me like, God damn, man, the Indians are going to come back, kill us all, and take over America. And I have nothing to do with it. I'm Cuban. You know what I mean? I had nothing to do with killing your ancestors. So, yeah, I always thought of that as a kid. So I love that album cover. All right, what's next? Man, I wrote this one. Oh, Souls of Black from Testament. And I'm not a big Testament guy, but for
Do you have that, Wayne?
It's buried over there somewhere.
I love that album cover though.
It is. I like the little heart that they're holding or whatever.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. Very cool album
Yeah.
cover. All right, at number 8,
Yeah, I'll
Wayne
never get
showed
that.
it. Don't Break the Oath, Merciful Fate is my number 8. At number 7, Out of the Blue from ELO. That big ass spaceship.
Mm.
I love the gatefold too, where it shows the inside of the spaceship. Amazing stuff.
I always thought it looked like Simon.
I was just gonna say yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Simon says. All right. Number 6, Rainbow Rising.
Yeah.
Iconic. And I'll tell you a story about the album cover Rainbow Rising. There it is. I love that so much that I said, if I don't get sick of that picture in 5 years, I'm going to get it tattooed on my arm. And I shit you not, I'm at a red light 4 years later, still wanting the tattoo. And I'm at the red light, and the car in front of me has a little rainbow sticker. And I was like, oh, no. And I live at the time, I lived on South Beach. And there's a lot of gay people in South Beach. So it's like, wow, I might as well just get a tattoo that says "Hi Sailor."
You gotta get it like this where it's all in black.
Yeah, like
Yeah, there you go. That looks
Yeah.
cool.
That didn't really look like a rainbow. It looks like a waterfalls or something.
it's like it's got a bunch of dicks in his hand.
Or actually,
It's
it's
a
a tire.
candle.
Oh wow, killer.
All right, that's my 5. All right, who went first? Wayne, right?
No, you
I'm done with my
was,
10.
was that your 5?
Yeah,
You
that's my
changed
it?
first, my first 5. That was mine.
Oh, that's right. It's your first 5. Okay, cool.
We'll come back and do honorable mentions. I read that a bunch.
Weren't you first, Wayne?
Yeah. I'm
He
done.
did, he's
Oh,
He
done.
did. He
wow.
did.
Yeah,
You
Ralph's
finished?
up next. Ralph is.
All right, Ralphus.
So yeah, just like Wayne, I have Pleasure to Kill.
Oh, you got the
Friggin' so
vinyl.
metal looking, so evil. Love this. I always thought about getting this tattooed on my leg,
Mm.
but just a
No,
really awesome.
isn't that Phil Levere, the same guy that did the artwork for I know he did Terrible Certainty. But I think he's the same guy that did the Emperor's Return cover.
Yeah, he did Celtic Frost stuff. Yep. He did a whole bunch of it. I seen some little documentary. He actually did like a lot of stuff, but I can't remember all the other bands that he did stuff. But he had quite a large collection of bands that he did artwork for. And so then my next one, oh, Carcass Symphonies of Sickness.
Mm.
This is the original album cover that got banned all over the place. It's all a collection of human body parts and stuff. It's all real dead
Just a
bodies. They took
collage.
them from like
That's what that
medical
is?
books. When I
I
was
Yeah,
a
have
the
kid, I
original.
got
I have that too. I know that's what
You
that
got the
is.
I
vinyl
got
of
it.
that?
No, I don't have I don't have, but I bought both of the cassettes when I first found out about these guys. And the first album cover has that same type of artwork too. It's just like body parts and stuff. If you buy these today, like the Rika putrefaction, it comes like this. It's got like different artwork, and
Yeah.
the Symphonies of Sickness comes like that now too. So it's hard to get the original. But I know years ago they put out like a picture disc kind of version of it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
that's
a friend of mine had that on vinyl that had the black cover, and then you open up the gatefold and it had the collage of all the body parts. And he was just standing there looking at it, and he's like, "Man, this is so cool." He goes, "It even smells like flesh." And his dad grabbed it and said, "This smells like cardboard. You're fucked up."
all right. So yeah, my number 3 then is I'm gonna go. Mad Mark Rude did this album cover.
Yeah.
Earth AD by the Misfits.
Mhm.
Love this artwork. So much going on. It took him a long time to do this. He did little dots everywhere the way he drew it, and the back cover is pretty awesome too. Real sick.
Mhm.
And I
Full
like this
plug.
so much. I like this one so much that I bought the 3D album artwork for it too.
Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome, man.
I got
And
mine.
then,
Mine's signed by yours is signed by Jerry. Mine's signed by what's his name? His brother.
Doyle.
Doyle.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got most of my albums by them signed by them guys. But yeah, my number one, it was hard to pick. I never really thought of what's my number one, and I'm sure it could change. Like this, there's so many thousands of great album covers.
There's
But
way too many.
this one, I always loved this one. Martha's greatest
that
story
one's cool.
ever told by The Accused. Great crossover band. They toured with Deceased just not too long ago, a couple years ago. But just iconic. I got this on a shirt. I seen them on this tour back in the 80s. And just always loved it. Great album, great picture.
Very,
Yeah, that's the number one.
very cool. All right. Anybody else in chat got more?
Sabbath Bully,
There's lots of
Sabbath,
stuff.
Crocus Headhunter,
Yeah.
Nuclear Assault Survive.
Yeah.
I thought Headhunter was a pretty iconic looking album cover. I like that. I had that as like an honorable.
Saxon Crusader.
Mhm.
This is one I was going to pick too. Danzig, the first Danzig album. I like how the that sculpting's on it.
I like
Side
how
album
the
cover.
gods kill the Geiger.
Yeah, that one's cool too. Here's an interesting question. Do any of you like album covers from bands you don't like?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, like the
there's a lot
Molly
of
Hatchet
cool.
album cover.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I like Molly Hatchet, but I mean, they got some great album covers. There's some bands I've seen some. I mean,
Oh,
there's bands I'm not really really a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of ELP, but I think that Brain Salad Surgery, which is a Geiger cover, is brilliant. I mean, I love how even how
Yeah.
they did the die cut that opens up. It's
Oh,
it's
I
excellent.
got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got one. When I was a little kid, I was not aware of this band, but it was such a badass album cover of a skeleton playing a violin. And I'm like, this has got to be good.
Grateful Dead.
And the band's name, never heard the band. The band's name, Grateful Dead. I was like, dude, Grateful Dead, and look at that album cover. This shit's gonna be heavy as fuck.
That's what I thought about the Meatloaf Bat Out of Hell. I thought this is metal. Look at how
There's
metal
another one.
looking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I had it.
That's a great album. But anyway, yeah. And then I was telling my friend about it. That's a Grateful Dead fan. I was like, yeah, that album. He's like, dude, that's their best album.
I had
God,
a
that
guy
band
tell
sucks
me
so
once.
This one.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah, it's a
how the
great-
God's Killer.
Yeah. Did
Love
you ever
it.
see that CD box set that came out with the 3D of that on the front? It was a box set that had a videotape and stuff in it. That was really cool.
Oh, I got that. I got that in the other room.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I had a guy tell me talking about the Grateful Dead. He said he was talking about he goes, yeah, man, I love heavy metal, man. Metallica, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Grateful Dead.
It is a metal name.
It is.
It's like really Grateful Dead, Merciful Fate. It's kind of the same.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Brenda says Manowar fighting the world.
That's my girlfriend.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's a take. That's a King Killy painting.
Right.
It's a tribute to
Kiss.
Destroyer.
Destroyer.
It's a total ripoff of Destroyer.
They're standing on the same rock pile.
Mhm.
Yeah. For sure.
Go ahead, Tony.
Next 5. Okay, this one's not a painting, a live shot. The Unleashed in the East, Judas
yeah.
Priest. That's just such another iconic shot there. I mean, this is a stage photo, of course. They didn't even have a drummer, so they blocked they got a drum kit, but of course they make sure the drummer's not seen. But everybody just looks cool in the picture, especially KK Downing over here with his lean back with holding the flying V. Yeah, just a great shot, and even the back photo is killer. But I always love that one.
I always like the "If You Want Blood, You Got It" by AC/DC. I thought that was a great one. The way they did that.
Yeah, great honorable mention for me there as well. That was great, and I love the back cover where he's just laying there on the floor with the staff sticking out of him.
Now I think about it, I think that's my favorite AC/DC album cover. Is "If You Want Blood."
Yeah, that would be.
I love Let There Be Rock. I love Let There Be Rock because they're playing a green people. You ever notice that? Everybody's green in the audience. It's like zombies.
So this one, I just love this cover. I was talking to Richard that guested the other week with us, and I was going to go with Heaven and Hell for my Sabbath one. And he said, what about Live Evil? And I said, you know what? I didn't think about it. Live Evil probably is my favorite because I tried to draw so many of these figures off this album cover back in the day, but this is the Live Evil cover, and it's got Black Sabbath songs, represented in artwork. Because I mean, this is the one with Dio, but you've got Paranoid, you got a War Pig, they've got kids in a coffin on the ocean, so you've got Children of the Sea and Children of the Grave in one drawing. You've got the big black shape for Black Sabbath. You got the Neon Night. You've got Heaven and Hell. You got a dude in a straitjacket. I guess that's supposed to be Paranoid. And you've got a voodoo guy in the back for voodoo, like a witch doctor or whatever. So yeah, I've got a big poster of this over here, like a tour poster.
That lightning's supposed to be the devil.
Yeah, it's like a devil head.
Yeah,
you can see it's like it's shaped just like the devil head that you always saw on those 666 Black Sabbath covers, if you look.
And then the back is fluff.
Yeah, you got the guitar being washed up on the shore. Yeah, that would be fluff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is great inlays, live shots, and so many.
Fluff is what ends the show. So it's appropriate to put that on the back.
Yeah, you just hear that playing that's what they played over the PA as everybody was walking out. Gotta have Don't Break the Oath in there, like we said. Just a great record. This was Philip Harvey was the artist on this. Yeah, this just incredible album cover there. And I mean, I think I told you this story about my friend walked in the store and his buddy picked up a Rat album and he picked this up and he's like, he didn't know what it was, but he goes, I'm buying this. This guy's playing a Flying V. I'm buying this. And that's why he bought it,
It's so mysterious that back, with the Kings.
And I got to go Emperor's Return from
Nice.
Celtic Frost. I've always loved this, and I've got it on a shirt as well. Just killer painting, and the band looks so wicked on the back as well. I mean,
I got a back patch of that on one of my battle vests. I have that as a back patch on one of them.
Yeah, that's just killer shot. That T-shirt I've got, it's got that on the back. And number one is going to be Holy Diver, and this was Randy Barrett / Gene Hunter. And of course, if you've seen the Dio documentary, you've seen the story behind this, where the artist sent, did a photo session or whatever, I guess, and trying to get some actual shots of what a person would look like drowning with a chain around them, so he could render it in art form. And it's just such a wicked cover,
Love it.
and just always loved it. Yep.
I hate the re-release.
The new one. Yeah.
I hate it.
I like it because they made something a little different. So it's like a different version because it was,
I agree there. I mean, I like having it as a separate record, but the painting's kind of cheesy. And a lot of those newer live records that's come out, Murray looks really cartoonish on them.
Eric Curry said the lightning in that Black Sabbath is the Southern Cross.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. That is the sign of the Southern Cross. But it is kind of shaped like a devil head if you look as well. You've got the horns on each side. Yeah. Killer.
I forgot to put this on my list. I should have. And this guy just passed away last week or so.
Oh, I saw the episode where you interviewed him.
Yeah, he was a really, really nice guy. And I wanted to have him back on again. We just didn't have time. But
I still think it says Kill Ozzy. I'm sorry.
He said it didn't.
Well, the original painting doesn't have that on it.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's clear as day. Kill Ozzy is clear as day on that.
This is the best Black Sabbath album cover.
I love
it.
So evil.
It is. It's so evil. It's like, but it's like the story behind that from Crusher Jolie, how you say his name, when he said that he was trying to make something he knew that they would reject.
Yeah.
So he put the colors would be like, contrast to one another, like red and purple and gold. And they're like, we love it.
It's awesome.
That guy, I started following that guy on Facebook, Crusher, and he's always sharing pictures of original artwork that he did, a lot of like pencil line drawings of Ozzy logos that the one he created for Bark at the Moon and all. And he just talks about that it all ends up in stories about Sharon Osbourne ripping him off. Every story ends with him getting ripped off by Sharon.
Anybody who ever worked with them, it's the same story.
Yep.
Should I go?
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, at my number 5, I got to do it on my phone. I forgot. All right, number 5, Sad Wings of Destiny, Judas Priest.
That was in my list too.
Yeah, that is just so iconic. In a way, I think Painkiller may be a little better, but I couldn't pick Painkiller because Sad Wings is my favorite Judas Priest album. And it's such an iconic painting.
What does that say? Faded what? Faded?
Oh, this is a DJ promo copy that's
Oh.
got it like these faded. The songs are faded in for radio.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
I didn't notice until I got this on vinyl. I had it on a CD, and I didn't notice all the time that I had it that the Judas Priest JP cross symbol is what's around the angel's neck that they ended
Yeah.
up bringing back in on. They brought that back at Painkiller. Started using
No,
it again.
no, actually, they brought it back on Defender.
Was it on Defenders as well?
In the
Okay.
back, in the back, they showed on Defender.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is in the corner. Yeah, but at the time, I think I just was noticing it on Painkiller, and then I was like, when I ended up getting it on vinyl, I was like, wow, man, I never noticed that before, you know. Or maybe I got it on
On
a
Defenders,
t-shirt. I got a T-shirt.
on Defenders where it says that little thing about the Metallion, I always
Metallion.
considered that symbol to be called the Metallion. Like to me, that symbol is the Metallion, but I don't know
Yeah.
if that's for sure. But
I don't like it on the Judas Priest logo. I just don't. It makes it look too busy. You know what I love is the Sad Wings of Destiny logo.
Yeah, the old school
So
logo.
the little-
Yeah, that's great.
little Devil tail. I saw a picture of a guy wearing a shirt where it was just the logo like that. I said, I gotta get this. Man, I searched online everywhere for that shit. I can't find it.
Actually, my band Project Resurrect, I wanted a logo that was very similar to that logo. So it's a little.
I love it. And I love the stained glass
Yeah.
logo, the classic. But then when they added the T with the symbol, I was like, now it's too busy looking, you know?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
That's
that'd
how
be
I-
a good episode. The best logos, do all top 10 logos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I'm not done, am I?
Yeah. Two more.
Iron Maiden. No, wait. No, I got four more.
you
Oh,
got a
you
couple
ended
I
it with
don't have.
6.
Kiss Love Gun. That's my favorite Kiss album. It's so iconic. It's so badass.
You got it to the right.
Fucking awesome album cover. My favorite Kiss album cover. My favorite costumes, but not my favorite Kiss album. Weekend Warrior. We talked about that earlier. That's my number 3. My number 2 is Killers from Iron Maiden. That shit's the greatest album cover from Iron Maiden, right there.
Yep.
Right to the point. I love Somewhere in Time because of all the little hidden things. And I mean, but my favorites are Killers, Made in Japan, and Live After Death is such a badass album cover. All
Yeah,
right.
that's a great-
And my number 1 is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath from the band Black Sabbath.
I forgot
the
to pull
fuck-
that one. I forgot to pull that out for you, man. Damn.
How the fuck did that get released in 1973? Looking like that. You had the fucking,
There you go.
there you go.
There you go.
With the 666 and the whole deal, man. Now, I don't know if many know this, but the back album cover of that's a painting of an actual picture.
Yeah, I saw the photo
Yeah.
It's
the-
online.
This was your bedroom, right?
Huh?
Your bedroom.
My bedroom?
Yeah. They took a picture of your bedroom one day and they put it on the back of the album cover.
Yeah, that's what happened, Wayne.
That's what I thought.
In 1973.
Yeah.
What
That's
are
how that's how old you are.
you? I care about you. Stop with the meth, bro. But yeah, and it's just so iconic and so crazy. You know, I mean, it's still evil as fuck today. Look
It
at
is.
the
It's
album cover. It's, you know, I don't know how the hell they got away with that back then.
And you know, I always thought it was weird that they put Black Sabbath, the name, very small at the bottom, and it's just Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. It's like the name of the band.
mm,
But that's the first. Is that the first appearances of the Lightning Bolt S's for them?
That's the only appearance. You know, oh no, and Sabotage. But you know, every single Black Sabbath album, from the first album all the way to 13, every album has a different logo.
yeah.
They
We
never
sold our souls for rock and roll had the
That's the
Yeah.
only one, because that's the Sabotage logo, and we sold our souls. But I mean, really, that's the greatest hits. So it
Yeah.
doesn't really count. So every new album cover they did, it was always a different logo. And Motley Crue did the same thing. I don't know who else did. If you know, leave it in the comments. I
Weird,
love this Ozzy. logo.
got paranoid in here.
Voivod changed their logo a lot.
There you go, Voivod. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that's the classic Ozzy logo. I love it.
that's
as
my
well.
favorite logo of Ozzy right there. The
I like
blood-
this guy. This guy though, he's he's like in midair jumping on the bed.
He's just in a hurry to be eaten.
Yeah. Good
Wow.
stuff. It's
So
funny.
yeah, man.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah, go for some honorable mentions.
Metallica and Justice for All. I really like that one a lot.
Okay.
We already mentioned Rock and Roll Over. The first Kiss album, I love that one too. Because you're just seeing their faces and they look really, really cool.
That's my favorite Kiss album.
Mine too. Peace Sells, but Who's Buying? That's really my favorite Megadeth album cover. I was trying to grab that before.
That's my favorite Megadeth album.
Yeah, same.
I was a big, huge comic book fan at the time when Iced Earth came out with this album, The Dark Saga, with Spawn on the front cover. It was really cool. They were supposed to be in that movie and they got fucked out of that deal. Celtic Frost to make a Therian, whatever, however you pronounce it. I love that album cover.
Thyroid.
The Mega-
to mega thyroid.
Mega hemorrhoid.
let's go. Terrible Certainty. Creator.
Yeah, that's my favorite Creator cover. Yeah,
Yeah, I
love
love
that.
that
I had a shirt with the back cover where he's got the denim and leather look.
Oh, I don't have it. This is the remastered one.
Yeah.
No, I
Back
got
of the
that
album
picture.
cover had him standing
Yeah,
with a
I had another
denim, like a denim cut,
Yeah. Gamma Ramagay. Sorry, Ralph. Land of
Yeah.
the Free.
Ramagay. Now it's Derek Riggs did a lot of their album covers later on, like was it New World Order and different ones? That was
yep.
all his computer art.
What else do I got here? Anthrax, Spreading the Disease.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
On Through the Night. I love that big.
I love
turn
that. That's
guitar.
great. That's great.
Great album cover.
Somewhere in Time. I was going to do that one before, but I did X Factor instead. Creatures of the Night. I had no idea this was the original album cover because I had the other one, with the
really?
with Bruce
With Bruce?
Kulick on the front. So I
Yeah.
had no
Yeah.
idea, and then this came out, and then I was like, oh,
And
that's
that one
so much better.
and the non-makeup one is the one that's hardest to find now. It sells
Yeah.
for a lot of money.
I got that.
I have that one on Vine.
I got that in like the 90s at a truck stop, which was funny. Destroyer. Everybody likes Destroyer. And Master of Puppets. And I think that's it. That's all. Oh no, actually, somebody mentioned
Destroyer always bothered me how Ace had like the limp wrist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ace, I believe, is doing the number 4 because it's
Four.
their album. I think.
He is doing
Oh.
4, but maybe.
Well, now that Ralph, you might can answer this. I always thought Ace had held up 4 because he was the 4th member to join. Because Peter always had 3 on his back.
True.
He was the 3rd member to join. Gene and Paul would just argue who's won.
Yeah. They're 1 and 2.
And somebody
They're
mentioned
both-
Hyrax.
They're both 2.
Somebody mentioned Hyrax earlier. They had some cool album covers, but this is their latest one. Faster Than Death. It's their like it's an EP or whatever. I thought this was pretty cool. I never really seen too many pictures of like inside of a car, and going through like a
Great
wasteland or whatever.
logo. Yeah, had a great logo. Yeah.
Good
This
stuff.
one's really awesome. It's done by the same guy who did the Earth AD, Mad Mark Rude. Really awesome.
Oh yeah.
Pen and ink,
Yeah.
real detailed.
Nice. I like
Good stuff.
Wild Dogs by the Rods.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Cool.
good album cover.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
My favorite album cover with blood. Now that I think about it, it's Load, because it's blood and semen.
That's
And Lulu's another good.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great one.
That's a great one. It's just a torso of a mannequin. Yeah.
Almost as good as the album.
What do you got? Any honorable? You got some honorable mentions, Ralph?
I'm trying.
Count Ralph.
Of course.
Yeah, go for it, Ralphus.
All right, so this is a little group of ones where it's real photos, like historic photos, And I thought it's like they're really all powerful ones. This is Neurosis Pain of Mind. If you watch the Traces of Death series back in the day, you know how this guy looked 2 seconds later after this picture was taken.
Yep.
Yeah, let me look that up.
I saw a meme with that picture, and the meme said, "When Bon Jovi is on both classic radio stations, and Bon playing on both of them."
Plastic Surgery Disasters by Dead Kennedys, just real powerful statement. Like signed by Jello Biafra. This one's signed by Jello Biafra too, and he wrote For Ralph on it on the top of it. But it's like a guy dead hanging, and people are just beating him. Holiday in Cambodia, 12-inch, but just real powerful photo. And this one, the original Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain. This album cover got changed too, but you know, he's about to execute this guy in a pit, and it's this iconic World War II photo. That guy's gonna be dead in 2 seconds after this picture, you know. That's the end of those ones. Here's a Jag Panzer one. Just always love this. It's like crazy looking artwork, but I just love it. It's so early 80s metal looking. And this is a great one, Subhumans. This one's called Rats EP. It's the guy's puking, and there's like all dead body parts and coming out of his puke. It's just such a cool drawing. This one I got in the frame, Subhumans too. It's the day the country died. Just a lot going on. It's autographed by the singer and the drummer, but there's like a bullet going through his head, and it's going through his like hand and stuff. I got a whole bunch here. Dark Angel's first album, picture disc.
We have her on.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Entombed Left Hand Path. Seagrave. He did so many great album covers.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite Entombed album.
Yeah, by far.
Clandestine's got a good cover as well.
Yeah, Clandestine.
Yeah.
Nuclear Assault, Game Over. Another great Ed Repka one. I love this one.
Someone says Survive in the chat. Yeah, Survive was another great Nuclear Assault.
Yeah, that was
cover.
a really cool one. Possessed, Eyes of Horror.
Hell yeah, I love that. That's great. I had that on a T-shirt years ago.
This was when I was in high school. This was the jacket I wore in high school.
Oh wow, hell yeah!
Hand
Who
painted
painted
on
that?
there.
Did you do that?
No, my tattoo artist did it, who I'm still friends with today. He does a bunch of my tattoo work. I met him because there was like kids walking around in the mall with all these hand painted jackets, and I was like, "Yo, who the fuck's painting these?" And the guy was like, "Oh, give me $40 and tell me what album you want." So I gave my jacket away, $40 to a guy, and like a month later, it came back, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I had it all these years. I got another really cool one that I have too. It's a real hand painted one. It's The War and Pain by Voivod. Away signed the back of my jacket too here, but yeah, Sodom in the Sign of Evil, just such a metal looking album. You see that cover, and it's just like I almost went with Obsessed by Cruelty as the bloody one, but Hellhammer, just like this album, just really fits the cover. The cover really fits the album. Just creepy, dark, and dirty shit. Exploited. Pusshead did the album cover for this, but Exploited just found the artwork and was like, "Yo, we're using that," and they adopted the logo. They never gave Pusshead a penny for it, and they've been on thousands and thousands of shirts. Another great Exploited album cover.
They pulled a Sharon Osbourne. Good lord!
All these years later, it's their backdrop. They've been using it forever. Excel. This is a great album, but if you look at it really good, it looks like an acid trip. It's like everything's like melting. Really cool album. Real good band. Bolt Thrower Cenotaph EP, really cool.
They had some good album covers too, man.
Yeah, Realms of Chaos. This is one of the best. Like when you open this up, it's like a gatefold in here, but it's also got like a booklet, and it was like people that did like a not Dungeons and Dragons, but it's like a game like that, role playing game, and it's like tons of great artwork, really great packaging. This Greatest Hits, Black Sabbath, the Triumph of Death.
Man, that's a great cover. I stared at that for hours. It's creepy as shit too when you look at it. It's like, God, it's like, what are the skeletons, like a plague or something? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
If for a photograph of just a person, I always like that Wendy O with the horn and the mohawk. It's so cool. Sam Hain, November Coming Fire. This is a cool one. High on Fire. It's a EP bat salad. It's got like it's kind of like the Celtic Frost with the the two Megatherion, but he's got like a bat as like the slingshot. And they do Into Crypts Arrays on here, and they do bat salad. Impaled Nazarene and Beherit album cover with like a satanic ritual going on.
Oh, that's terrible.
Lords of Acid and the cool album cover by Coop.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
All these demons hanging out. Corrosion of Conformity, Pusshead artwork.
I got
And just that original first album is just such an iconic symbol. What a great idea.
Yeah, the guy that drew that still lives around here. Yeah.
Discharge and Angry Samoans.
Oh,
cool.
classic. That's a classic right there. Early 80s.
Another Discharge one. It's just it's a picture of a dead dove, but it's just cool, iconic picture. And
that's what it is. I've never figured out what it was.
Yeah, it's hard to really tell. It's like a knife or an arrow kind of going through it, and it's like impaled, and it's like the end of peace or something. It's supposed to simply another classic, just iconic picture. It's not the greatest artwork, but it's just iconic, kind of like black metal and stuff.
Yeah,
Raw Power from Italy. Really, this album just really pops out. This one's a cool one. Verbal Abuse Rocks Your Liver. It's a bunch of rats and they're all partying. One's like puking. There's like a female rat like in the background, all like passed out, and just hanging out partying. There's a bunch of great Destruction ones.
Oh yeah, but that's the best, man. I love that one. Yeah,
this one's cool too, like Pan's Labyrinth or something. But yeah, I mean, I could have went. Oh, I got a couple more shit. Bauhaus, just a real iconic picture. And Black Flag, Slip It In. Another real, like, this is one that pissed a lot of people off back in the day. And Surfer
Nuns Have No
Jerks,
Fun.
Golden Shower Hits. Golden Shower Hits. It's like, there's a streams of piss. It's hard to see, but they're going on the gold records in the urinal. Stay Sick by the Cramps. They got a lot of great covers with whenever Poison Ivy's the guitar player is on them. Just great, iconic pictures. But yeah, that's it.
All right.
Do you have the post-mortem album cover with the baby like eating out of the ashtray on the cover? The band Post-Mortem.
I got Coroner's Office. Oh yeah, I do have that. I have that on vinyl.
Yeah, it's got like a little. It's a drawing, but it's a little baby, and looks like he's eating cigarette butts out of an ashtray.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned High on Fire. My favorite High on Fire, I don't know if they ever used it for a cover, but I've seen it on the t-shirt. It just says High on Fire. It's got the logo and it's a picture of Richard Pryor's on the front.
Oh, that's fire.
That's classic.
I seen them live. They were selling that at the show that I seen them live, but I ended up getting a different one. But it was really cool.
So I opened for High on Fire before one of those it was a pre-Manor War cruise show.
Wow.
And Matt Pike, right? Matt Pike. That fucking
he's the guitarist.
So cool, man. And then we were on the boat together, and he saw me, and we got hammered together, man. And that
Did you say that it was a Man of War cruise? What'd you say?
No, Motorhead.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Man of War cruise. Say, damn. This was my only honorable mention that I brought up because I had to throw something from Derek Riggs in. But it's like I was saying with the Black Sabbath greatest hits cover. We came from the era where we'd buy a record and we'd come home and that's our new thing that we've got. And you just lay in your bed, your room, and you just look at this album cover while the record is playing. And this one has so many just little Easter eggs and little nooks and crannies that you can find stuff in. There's all kinds of Iron Maiden, just little trivial pieces in here. There's so much to look at on this album cover. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Power
just,
Slave had a lot of little Easter eggs all around too, if
Mhm.
when you really look at it.
And on Power Slave, there's a little part where it says Indiana Jones was here.
Yeah.
I like the Flight of Icarus cover where it's got you know, the Eddie, you know, he's flying with the jetpack, and you see he shot down the Zeppelin
Robert
Swan
Plant.
song.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Robert Plant or something.
Yeah.
I love Made in Japan. That
Yeah.
Samurai Eddie, just it's simple, but the colors. It's like my second favorite Made Now cover. I
I
absolutely
love Number of the Beast. Number of the Beast with all the little
Yeah.
demons in there and big giant
Yeah.
spider.
also the Purgatory single.
Oh yeah, I love that too.
That's wild. I love
Yeah.
it.
I always thought if I was
All-
going to get an Eddie tat, that would be the one Eddie that I would get as the Purgatory single.
So many great covers from Derek Riggs. I mean, good
Yeah.
God.
It's tough to pick, man. You get so many.
All right.
See in the chat here, Black Sabbath, the Humanizer.
Nah, I thought it was kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of
Yeah.
cartoony.
Yeah.
Love the album.
Yeah, I love the
Oh, yeah.
album. Cover.
Yeah, because they got Tony. Is it Tony Martin on the front cover? That it's a cartoonish thing, right? Like a character of the members of the band.
It was like zapping somebody.
Yeah, but he's got like that big nose.
It's like the Emperor, like the Emperor.
It's the computer god.
That
It's better than Forbidden cover though, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you're thinking about, Wayne, with the
Oh,
Tony
okay,
Martin
yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's got like those caricatures of Cozy and Tony Martin and all, like, you know, just this collage. I forgot who that artist is that does that type of art, but it's
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yeah, the humanizers with Dio.
Kyron has a question for you, Ralph, and that is: have you seen the new Elvis documentary about his 1968 comeback special that is released on Netflix?
I sure did. The first actually I watched it before the Tyson fight.
so this is new.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's fucking well made. Really.
I gotta watch that. Yeah, I always like that 68 comeback special.
Oh, man.
That's really cool.
You know, there's a story leading up to it, you know, his whole life story. But the grand finale was a 68.
And that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'll have to tell my
I might
father.
watch it tonight.
It was
My wife's got that DVD of the 68 comeback special DVD.
Yeah,
but I didn't even know about the document.
I got the box set that brings a bunch of DVDs and CDs and stuff. Yeah, I'm a big Elvis dude. Anybody else in the chat there, Wayne?
Road to Ruin from the Ramones. Wasp Headless
Yeah, I
Children.
love that one. You know, even though it's simple, I love Too Tough to Die. That top cover. It's simple, but it's cool. The silhouettes.
Wasp Headless Children. Tesla Great Radio.
Lost Rocket, Know Your Enemy.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah.
Mad Butcher.
And Annihilation Principle is cool too.
Yeah, the Know Your Enemy, they ended up when they did the video for Fire in the Hole off Annihilation Principle, they ended up creating that character from Know Your Enemy, and they used Sting, the wrestler, to be the character.
Yeah, you're right.
Destruction's
Kiss
Mad
Alive
Butcher.
2 is a great one too. Kiss Alive 2.
I
Just
got
for a
Alive.
picture.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just think Alive 2 is so iconic. I mean, I got that. It was like my first album I ever asked for my parents. But Gene Simmons all bloody like that. I just would stare at that album cover. And
Yeah,
something about the colors that they used in that. It's
Yeah,
so
the colors of the
Purple
logo,
and red. Purple, red, and black. Gold.
that is hands down my favorite Gene Simmons picture.
yeah.
And
Me too.
My favorite Kiss picture is the gate.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gatefold.
Yeah.
That's what I compare when I go see a concert. It's got to compare that, because that just set the bar for everything that you would see afterwards. Yeah,
Oh yeah, killer shit, man.
for
All
sure.
right. Sounds good.
All right, that's it.
Someone said Scorpions Love Drive. Nobody mentioned that one.
Nobody mentioned any Destruction albums. I'm very shocked.
I
Yeah, we
had a
did.
couple. I
Yeah,
showed
we
I
did.
showed a couple,
Did
but
you?
He
Did
showed
where
Mad
the hell
Butcher.
was I? Oh, you did. All right.
Yeah, Mad Butcher.
Mad Butcher. I love my
I
favorite.
don't remember what the hell was I doing. I missed it.
Inferno Overkill is kind of cheesy though, but that's my favorite.
No, I like that one because it's got
I
the
like that.
tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah, No,
No, that's Eternal
yeah.
Devastation.
Oh God,
Yeah.
why don't I forget everything? I
Yeah.
I mix everything up. But yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a killer.
British Steel is pretty iconic.
I love
What is-
that one too.
What
yeah.
is?
I like Defenders of the Faith and Screaming too. I like how they go back together. They're the same artist, but
Mm.
they just I've always found them really cool, iconic pictures.
Mhm.
I like how there's no blood on British Steel because it makes it look like he's pressing down on his razor so much.
Yeah.
Picture looks like he just did it before the blood comes out. You know,
That reissue.
And the
they
anniversary,
did,
the anniversary
Yeah.
album,
Yeah,
they
they
have
did,
blood
right?
all
Yeah.
over the place,
They
which
had
was pretty
blood.
cool.
the
Yeah.
DVD in the anniversary was from a show I saw at the Hollywood Hard Rock, and I on purpose wore a Thrasher Die shirt because I had really good seats, so I wanted to come out in the home video because they announced they were going to film it for the 50th or 30th anniversary or 40th, whatever it was, and there was during breaking the law, a fucking cameraman came up to me. And I'm like breaking the law, showing off my shirt. Yeah. And that DVD took forever to come out. When I finally got it, they cut me out, man. I'm not in that DVD anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I don't think anybody mentioned Slayer. I was thinking Slayer had
Oh.
some great album covers.
I
Yeah.
love my favorite Slayer album cover actually is Show No Mercy.
Mm.
I mean, technically, really, Haunted the Chapel because it's just the logo and shit. And that album cover is just so awesome. But
I like Rain and Blood. Rain and Blood's so evil looking.
Yeah.
It's not
Rain
it's
and
not the
Blood.
kind of artwork I like, but
And Rain and Blood's another one where there's a lot of things going on if you look into it, you can
and
find
it's really original looking. It has an original
Yeah.
look to it.
the
Some of
first,
the albums you got to kind of like you can't look at how like iconic an album is like that Show No Mercy. You think of it, but it's like, is it really that great artwork, or are you just thinking how much you love the album? So I had to try to separate myself a few times from stuff like that, where it's like I'm just picking albums I love, and but you're not going to pick Accept Balls to the Walls. That's one of the worst album covers of all time, I think.
oh, yeah,
There's
Why? I don't know why.
there's an artist here in North Carolina that lives in Raleigh named Brian Walsby, and he does a lot of parody. I mean, he's a great artist, cartoonist. He does like cartoon type drawings, and he does a lot of parodies of album covers. He's done like the Beach Boys, where it looks like Kiss Alive, but it's the Beach Boys on stage. And he's done like he did Voivod on the Rocks, like Destroyer, like Kiss Destroyer and stuff. But yeah, he did Rain and Blood, and he did it with Peanuts characters. So he's got
wow.
Charlie Brown. If I find it, I have to put it in our chat or something, man, because it's some really cool stuff. He sells prints of all this stuff too. If anybody like look up Brian Walsby on Facebook, he's always putting up just killer artwork that he does.
I did stand-up comedy once. It's on YouTube, and I had a bit on Hell Awaits, the album cover. And I was talking about today, I was listening to Slayer Rules, and I'm looking at the album cover, and you see people getting descending to hell while demons are yanking their guts out and stuff. And that ain't appealing to me, man. I'd rather be on a cloud with a hot chick feeding me grapes. That was my comedy bit, but it went over better than it did now.
I got that pitch. I got that tattooed on me here, just like the demons ripping. You probably can't see it, but the demons ripping up the person that's falling into hell there. I just got that.
Well,
one
at least you
little
don't.
picture.
At least you don't have Ralph getting fed grapes by a chick.
That'd be a shitty tattoo and a shitty album cover.
or a tattoo of him at the comedy show. All right. Fistful of Metal. No.
No, but I love it.
That's a great one. I love that one.
Yeah, it's so
It
stupid.
pisses people off that the thumb's on the wrong
Yeah,
side.
it's so stupid.
Kind of like when Wayne did that
It's
picture.
Hey, I did it right.
actually the same hand. They're both like right hands. I
Look, see? Oh, whoops. Shit. See, I have two thumbs.
Yeah.
Out there. But now you gave me an idea for the Accept album. Balls to the Walls.
I love,
Oh yeah, dude.
I love the Flying V's on Fire on Restless and Wild. And
Mhm.
I don't have that. I have that live shot. To me, that looks like a live album. You know?
Yeah, that's
It
the one I
does.
have too.
Yeah.
I'd rather
Um,
have the Flying V's. I don't have that one.
You know, I've always wanted to know, did they really burn two flying V's, or is that fire like superimposed like a trick? Because that the two flying V's sitting back to back, that they used that on the back cover of Breaker, and with the barbed wire around it. So I was
Mm.
wondering if they just did a photo. I just can't believe they burned two flying V's unless they were just like crap guitars or something, you know. But it's just curiosity. And
I like
not that,
Metal Church did with the guitar on their first album that they
yeah.
reused a few times, the
Mm.
cruciform guitar or whatever they
Yeah.
called
Well,
it. But that was pretty cool.
it's like a moss covered guitar, but it's got the one you know, the one horizontal bar at the top, so it's a cross, so that the neck is a cross, you know,
Yeah,
for Metal Church.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they call it the cruciform guitar.
Yeah,
I read that Metal Church book and it said something about it. But I'm pretty
that
sure.
that is a
And that's in
great
like a
album.
museum. That's in like a museum in like Seattle somewhere or
Seattle.
something. Like it's like on display.
Wow, I'd love to see that in person.
Yeah.
Iconic. That's an
A
iconic.
friend of mine told me they went to a museum, some kind of music history museum in Seattle, and they had, you know, stuff like that. She didn't mention anything about that. She was talking about they had like some bunch of stuff from the grunge bands and stuff that was in there.
I think Hendrix too. They had like Hendrix statue or something there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, right on. Is that it?
Sure.
I think so. Yeah.
Right on. Thank you, Count Ralphus, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Good to have you.
Thanks always to Tony and Wayne, man.
Oh yeah.
So join us next week on Almost Human Live when we don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. I'm not going to promise this for next week, but you know what we got to do?
Well, next week is Thanksgiving, so we're gonna do something Thanksgiving.
Oh, then I don't think I'll be here.
Yeah.
I got family and shit. But coming up, I don't know if it'll be 2 weeks from now. We got to do another episode where it's like we just talk to the people and they throw out questions.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, we always do those shows when we can't come up with an idea.
But it's good. You got so many people in the chat and they have so many questions.
Yeah, man. So save it for when we do it. This has been a fun episode, very informative episode. And thank you all, everybody. And schmagamagob, all right? Be
Yeah.
good.
Bye.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving and worship Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond. What was that? Oh yeah, Alice Cooper.